guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shenanigan, and this is a video on Act 6.4.3. We're going to go ahead and discuss the best jams that you can use to do this chapter. Uh, First off, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. This is the worst boss in 6.4, uh, but it's not worse than anything that we did in 6.2.5, and not at all close to the champion boss in 6.2.6. This is a really bad node here. The Raptor upgrade Kabam has this habit of always putting this node whenever there's a Darkhawk. You would find a few Darkhawks in 6.2 as well with the same node. For some reason, they just really love this node here. So this is one of the worst fights, but it is not that bad. So we're gonna go ahead and see the 6 paths we have here in this chapter. These paths were not that bad either. The first path here. So these paths have individual nodes as well, together with the local nodes. So what do we have here? True Strike and Aggression Cruelty. That's on every path. And what we have here is an Anhalus mini-boss on the first path. Together with True Strike, they have no retreat and extended buff and debuff duration. Now, this is a bad boss, but it doesn't actually get bad when you have someone who reduces the ability accuracy. I used Archangel on most of the paths, other than, of course, this King Groot here. Everything else was really easy with Archangel. So what we start here is with the blade. He has enhanced bleed, nothing you can't get by. With Archangel, we have in Void. When charging heavy attack, we get 3 Fury, not something that you can go ahead and get by. Archangel does this as well. Enhanced Precision. Enhanced SP1 here. We don't use Archangel, of course, but just checking all the nodes right now. So what it does say here is that the guaranteed critical hits are going to start when you are below 50%. Again, nothing special here or here. Okay, we have combo party here, which says every 10 hits. Okay, so I did this whole path for Archangel. For the last path, I used Symbiote Supreme. What we're gonna need to do is to just go ahead and disable his, the Cosmic Control Rod buff, and then he's easy. But this no retreat node actually does a little more than what you would expect, because you have to go ahead and retreat a few times when you're fighting Anhalus. Archangel also worked here. You don't get the parry, off the bat, but when you do get a parry, all you need to do is to do a heavy a couple of times, and you get that neurodoxing in, and then this no retreat node gets removed, and then it's just an easy fight. This whole fight I did with Archangel, except for this, of course. I used Symbiote Supreme here as well. Nothing else. Again, not a difficult path other than this Anhalus here, so you can use literally anyone at all. None of the buffs on these paths are also bad. Next we come to what's the global buff here? Increase the defender's combat power rate by 100%. Okay, the defender is more likely to activate Special 3 first, and then Special 2, and then Special 1. So this path was done basically using Symbiote Supreme. Beg your pardon, sorry, Strox Spidey. Both are SS. Strox Spidey has that poise. You can go ahead and just do debate the special, and I did everything with Strox Spidey, and it was not at all hard. In the mix, we also put in Emma Frost. Once she is in her non-damaged form, the heavy has a 60% chance to taunt the opponent. So that is something you can use here as well. Uh, Now, this part does have very limited amount of chaps you can use. Of course, people who have Ghost can possibly bring in, the Ghost energy and tank the SP3s first. But I don't know if any other jams that will actually work here. Uh, so yeah, we go to special 3 first. Yep, nothing we can do. Okay, let's see what the node is here. Alright, so whenever a taunt debuff is applied to the attacker, it drains 50% of the power. Right, nothing bad here. All you got to do is to evade his SP1, don't block it, because it's gonna go and activate all the buffs, and unblockable finale is nothing bad. So if you have Stop Spidey, if you have Emma Frost, it's gonna be the best from this buff. Uh, I can't think of anyone else right now who can do this. So uh, unless you have someone who can do a power drain really quick, but I think I did try magic and it didn't work. But there's no one else I can think of right now. Okay, next we have this path here. We have Clapback and Heaps of Power. Now, hands down, the best champion on this path is Sunspot. Of course, you can't really use him against Sunspot, but the Clapback node, every time you go ahead and incinerate the opponent, the incinerate comes back on you and you never use your solo charges. You don't even have to hit an SP2 on this fight. All you got to do is to continue doing an SP1. Your attack keeps on increasing per solo charge you have, and uh, your attack increases a lot. Even against the Sunspot, even though he is also going to go out and gain those charges, so are you. So your attack is going to keep on increasing. Uh, I remember doing almost all of it with Sunspot. You can take a Human Torches as well. He also does a lot better. Uh, this is, I think I used Doom for this particular uh, fight, but I don't actually remember. Let's just see if there's any particular buff on any one of these champions. Uh, Generate Dismay. Okay, we have Poison Node here, so we obviously need someone who's poison immune for this one. And I believe the best thing to do here is to just take a Medusa, because you can take a Medusa for the final boss as well. Let's see, what do we have? Enhanced armor break, skill 1. Okay, let's come to the mini box. So together with the clapback, we have Footloose, and we have to fight a science champion, and that's it. So for this path, you take any champion who does not take a debuff damage, which is placed on you. You can take a Warlock paired with Guillotine 2099 and maybe an Ultron to get that tech synergy. So you get like a Fury every time the debuff comes to you, a Bleed debuff, or you gain power as well. You can possibly take a Medusa here for this particular vision, but I believe that Robot's energy will work as well. Any champion that gives damage over time, and if that champion is immune to that particular damage over time, will work here. This particular Dormammu here, uh, I used Quake on this one, Quake and parry mostly, and I did use Human Torch on this one as well. With Human Torch, you don't enable the pre-fight ability because Sunny is a Mystic champ. Just do a parry heavy when he does an FP1. Just evade for 7 seconds, let the unstoppable remove, and go to town. Remove the dexterity mastery on this, so you don't get that degeneration. Just do a parry heavy with Human Torch or Quake. Rest, I believe that if you have someone who can do slow, like maybe She-Hulk or Spider-Gwen or something, that might also work here, because because there's nothing else here. Yeah. Okay, so we come to the next part. This is part number 4, is it? Yes, this is part number 4. This was a little difficult because this part does have a stunning reflection. I had to start this part over a few times because uh, as much as you try not to do it, you still end up doing a parry. I did contemplate removing the parry mastery for this, but that would actually mean removing the dexterity mastery as well, and that can't work. So there's nothing you can do here but to take some block damage. Now, what I did for this path, and I don't actually remember it correctly or completely what I did, but I brought a Hyperion here. With Hyperion, you do not really have to go ahead and parry. You will just go ahead and fill the bar of power and you can intercept with the SP1. It's necessary to do that at least with Guillotine 2099 because you have to knock her down so she does not change into the stealth mode. Also with Hyperion, what you can do is to wait out, right before you have an SP3, hit an SP3, gain those 3 cosmic charges, and then go ahead and intercept with an SP1. For this Ultron here, he has a lot of evade. Although Hyperion did work here, and if I remember, I tried with Stealth Spidey first. I went ahead and did a web foam pre-fight ability, but I couldn't one-shot him, so I just went back to using the Hyperion, the same thing. Um, Again, in this fight, you just need to get around this stunning reflection. It's going to be difficult for people who are not used to intercepting, but the AI is very aggressive here, so the intercepts are going to work most of the time. I do not, other than these 2 fights, I do not remember anything else being a problem on this path. Let's see. Yes, there was nothing else here, and we have an all or nothing uh, Nebula here with power gain, and that's it. So for this Nebula, you can get Medusa. Uh, you do an armor shatter. She's not going to go ahead and gain any power. You can go ahead and take Hyperion as well. You can take Doom for her as well. Nebula. I mean, you can take a Vision August, go ahead and do an armor shatter here. Um, there's not a lot here going on. The only thing is that since she has this all or nothing and power gain, you need to go ahead and get around that. And that's about it. Just don't stun her. That's it. Uh, the second to last path now we have it is a kinetic transference, poison, and small arm. So you can't really go ahead and do a lot of heavies on this path. So you need a poison immune, and blocked attack will give the defender power. Again, nothing at all which is different in this path. Let's just see if there's any particular node in any of these jams. Uh, Nothing. Okay, you can't stun Luke Cage. This is something that we saw on another one of the mini bosses in the last chapter, I believe. Uh, okay, so before we come to the mini boss, all you need here is a champ which is immune to bleed, and you may want to take a mutant for this Nick Fury, so he doesn't use his tactical charges often. Again, easy path, nothing else going on. Let's see what this table has. Unblockable special effects, encroaching stun, and that's it. There's one thing that I couldn't understand when Cable used to be mini boss in the quests. I remember I was able to dodge his SP1, but I believe they added an extra hit or something in SP1. Now I'm not able to block. So most of what I try to do is to try to push into an SP2 and evade that because I was having a lot of difficulty evading his SP1. Uh, but again, all you got to do is take someone with poison damage and that's it. Someone is immune to poison. Uh, the encroaching stun is something that you can get past. You can take Hyperion or something. Not a lot of issues here. You don't need any other particular champ for this part either. Uh, let's see the last parts. The node is stun immunity and sprite. Uh, yep, that's it. So I don't think I need to say anything here, but nothing going on this part either. Let's see if it has any particular node on the champ. We have precision, curse of death, armor up. Okay. Yeah, this one is this actually gave me a lot of problem because uh, whenever this defender glances, the portion of the damage is reflected to the attacker. You cannot stun this champion, so if someone has a Quake and a Dex or Quake and Shake going on, they may be able to do it. I can't do that. It was really hard for me with Quake. I do not have a Namor, let alone having a Namor with high seg to reflect this damage. Uh, this was a really difficult fight. I think in this whole path, other than the boss, of course, this fight actually required more potions for me than anything else. Um, I was hoping that they would actually put in the extra large champion node here, like it was in the a variant, where the extra large champions will not get the damage, but the smaller champions will get damage. But they didn't do that, and I think that would have been a better node here, than to just have just one or two particular champs. So this is something that you're going to have to push through if you don't have any of the counters. But other than that, the rest of the path does not have anything going on. Uh, let's see what Red Hulk has. Bleed immunity aggressive. So uh, yeah, so there's nothing at all on this path other than this orange men and for this whole chapter. There's nothing in particular that you need to worry about. This Ant-Man is one. We have this Ultron who you're gonna need to get some counter for, and this Alice, and that's it. Now we come to this spectacular Darkhawk. Uh, the only problem that this Darkhawk has is that for the first 30 seconds of the fight, he is going to be unblockable, and all you can do is to try to uh, evade that, try to get an intercept, which you can get occasionally, but you really want to go ahead and knock him down so that you can change the state. Other than that, uh, he is immune to ability accuracy, but we'll come back to that. You have Hurt Locker. You can't usually use a special attack twice. You have power efficiency, and you cannot go ahead and reverse his regen either. I do not know what Kamram was thinking putting all these nodes on this. Whoever this diabolical person is who puts all these nodes, I don't think he understands the difference between making a fight hard and making a fight challenging. He or she, I would say, because this is just crazy. You can't reverse regen. He's gonna go ahead and throw a lot of specials. You can't go ahead and throw the same special twice. You can't really go ahead and uh, you know remove his ability accuracy, and he's also gonna be unblockable. It's just needless. You could have done with one or two less nodes here. However, there are a few champs you can actually use against uh, this particular fight. The best one being Medusa. Now, for the most of these champs, you will have to go ahead and get past that 30 second. and I would not push him above 1 bar of power within those 30 seconds, because of his null mode, he will also have more attack in that particular mode, and that SP1 is going to go ahead and do a lot of block damage. Uh, if you want, you can go to Abyss and do a couple of test fights with this particular champ there. Uh, Human Torch with the pre-fight ability will work great because Human Torch can't miss. Uh, you gotta be lucky that he throws a heavy while you're evading, so that way you can counter his heavy with your heavy, and you know then you can just go ahead and increase your temperature and let him keep throwing in SP2, and you can just go ahead and keep hitting him. Nick Fury works, of course, because Nick Fury can't miss once he is in his Furious Fury mode. I didn't have Nick Fury. You can possibly go ahead and use Stealth Spidey with his web form, so that Stealth Spidey can't really go ahead and miss him either. So he can continue to do his SP2s and you can continue to hit him. What else? Uh, Doom works really good as well. All you got to do is to just get that one hit on him and then throw a heavy. That way, he will change state, and because of the nullify, he's not going to go ahead and get his regen. Be careful though, every time you're going to go ahead and do a heavy, he's going to be in the defensive mode where he takes very less damage, and he auto blocks as well. So all you can do is to do a parry medium heavy with Doom. It's going to take a lot of time, but it did work. Um, Medusa, of course, as I said, will work. Quake is, of course, one of the best counters here as well. I did use Quake for a lot of it. I cannot, as I said, Quake and Shake. I can only do Quake and Parry, and that's what I did. For the first 30 seconds, all you got to do is to hold heavy with Quake and evade 2 or 3 times. He will not get you in a corner when you evade, but be careful because he occasionally does two mediums, so you may have to evade twice. By the time you're at the corner, you would have had approximately 15 of the Quake charges. He will get stunned. You go ahead and quickly hit a heavy. He's going to be in his armor mode. Then you can continue with Quake and Parry, and you're going to go ahead and take a lot of health off of him. Uh, Still, there are people who can do Quake and Shake and one-shot him. I can't. I had to use a few revives. I did not use Medusa because I was under the impression, because you cannot go out and do an ability accuracy reduction on this guy, Medusa won't work. But Medusa does work. So if you have one Medusa, please take her. Uh, Hit him with an SP1 with an armor shatter. Once he's in armor shatter, he's not going to gain power. He is not going to do auto block. You can continue doing an intercept, reach an SP3, hit an SP3, get an armor shatter. Uh, if I remember correctly, uh, you have to SP3 only. Is that right? Let's see. No, it doesn't have armor break immunity. No, it doesn't have armor break immunity. So yeah, you can definitely go and use Medusa SP1 and then SP3. That's going to be really, really simple. But that's about this. This is definitely going to be one of the worst boss fights in 6.4. And the power isn't that bad though. But that is about it. We're gonna, come back with the next video for 6.4.4. And till then, please subscribe, share it with anyone who's looking to go ahead and do Act 6.4. And please like the video. Thank you for your time. Have an excellent day. Goodbye.